A very good evening to you, and we welcome you to our featured bout of the evening here at the Sovereign Center in Reading, Pennsylvania. Well, fans, tonight's action is brought to you courtesy of Don King Productions in association with HBO Sports and the undisputed King of Beers of Budweiser. This undisputed championship bout is sanctioned by the WBA, President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Aurelio Fiengo, the WBC, President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor Claude Jackson, the IBF, President Mariam Mohammed, Supervisor Mahassan Scott, and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, the Executive Director is Greg Serb. Introducing to you our three judges scoring the bout from ringside. From Edmond, Oklahoma, Gary Ritter. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Adelaide Triplett. From Rivervale, New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld. And the third man in the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, working in this his 86th world title bout, Frank Cappuccino. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Reading, Pennsylvania, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger. On my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim, hailing from St. Louis, Missouri. He weighed in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds even. His record stands at 47 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the #1 middleweight contender by the WBA. Here is the former WBA super welterweight champion of the world, introducing Carl Daniels. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of wearing black trunks with silver trim, fighting out of and representing his hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at a trim and ready 158 3/4 pounds. His record stands at 40 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight he is making an unprecedented 15th defense of his middleweight title. Here is the consensus fighter of the year, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, introducing Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins. And once again, our referee in charge, Frank Cappuccino, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled.
Bernard, Carl, Bernard.
Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Touch gloves. I leave it with you.
I'll take it.
Bernard Hopkins says that it's not just winning, it's how he wins. He understands the stakes because Roy Jones is going to be watching this, and he comes next.
Now this Daniels got not any sweat on his body whatsoever. Hopkins is a little juicy, got a little wetness on him, so he stands, it's possible, a quick knockout.
Here we go, the beginning of round 1. Daniels is southpaw. Hopkins, a conventional fighter. Bernard told us yesterday his game plan isn't so much about worrying about keeping his outside foot outside of Daniels' lead foot, but rather to take the fight up the middle through Daniels' chest.
Stop! Break! 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 Step back, both of you.
Daniels got to make sure he confuses, make sure that Hopkins thinks, hey, you're not in the ring with your last opponent. I'm somebody different. Confuse him for at least 2 or 3 rounds and then get wild with him. Pick up the pace in the 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds if he's got that much savvy.
All right, both of you stop it.
Hopkins got to make certain he doesn't give this guy any extra courage. Make sure he tastes the power early.
It's worth mentioning, Daniels has not fought since December of 2000. 13-month layoff, second longest of his career. Said part of the problems the first 6 months were promoter problems. Then he says the #1 contender, he didn't want to risk getting in the ring with anyone else until he had a shot at Hopkins. Hence, here we are.
So far, so good for Daniel. Got Hopkins confused, swinging and missing, make him go back to his old
Step back, step back.
unorthodox filing and all of that, get him confused. You don't want him, he looked like a master boxer the last time. Don't make him look good this time.
Daniels comes through with a straight left hand.
Let him go, you're holding, let him go.
It's not an easy thing to fight in front of your hometown with all of your friends. You want to look good, make yourself look good, and the next thing you know, you're getting off the canvas. Lester Hopkins in a real strange position in this game.
Well, Hopkins told us he knew it was going to be an interesting situation fighting a southpaw. Bernard Hopkins trying to feel his way through here as we come to a close in the first round. If you haven't seen it yet, catch Sunday's replay of Picture Perfect, the stories behind the greatest photos in sports. This documentary takes a look back through the golden era of sports photography at some of the most compelling moments ever captured on film.
Says that he shadow boxed with Roy Jones when he was an alternate on the 1988 Olympic team. He did some pretty good shadow boxing in that first round, George.
That's what you want to do if you're Daniels. Keep this thing so unorthodox, so you can unnerve Bernard Hopkins. Don't let him hit you with anything, make him miss a lot. Then you got a fight on your hands.
Keep him up, man.
Hopkins, a looping left hook. Then he came back with a low right uppercut.
That's the Hopkins you want. Make him start fouling. Show exactly who he is. Don't make him look good. Then he'll get desperate and you can do something.
When you say show exactly who he is, George, what exactly do you mean?
Throughout his whole career, he's not been a master boxer. He's been a guy who likes to hit below the belt, hit behind the back, things of that nature. Bring that out of him, and then you can bring him back to the reality. Look, you're not a master boxer. Make him start slugging, then you outpoint him. Then go for a knockout in the last 2 or 3 rounds if you're still around. And that's what Daniel's going to have to do. And so far, he's doing a good job. Make him miss.
Hopkins comes through with a right uppercut. The two exchanging power punches at close range. Hopkins going to work at the body. of Carl Daniels. The pace picking up here in the middle of the second round.
I know Hopkins would like to look good, as he did in his last fight.
But some guys don't let you look good, right?
That's what you want to do. Be the kind of guy who does not make him look good. Make him look raggedy, and then every time he misses, you hit him with 2 or 3 shots. Maybe the judges will pick up on it.
Come on, come on, come on.
Daniels pokes a right uppercut. Hopkins catching Daniels with a counter left hook to the head.
Daniels got to land something hard to make Hopkins decide that, hey, don't be so courageous against him. Make him a little reserved with his power. Got to hit him with something hard. Daniel has got to hit him with something hard.
All right, stop, both of them. Stop, step back, Bernard. Step back.
Keep in mind tonight, it's a very special night of boxing here on HBO. A rare opportunity to see 2 undisputed champions back to back. Right now, let's head down to Miami and Jim Lampley.
All right, Fran, while you cover the fight in Reading, Pennsylvania, we're here in the American Airlines Arena, where later this evening, undisputed light heavyweight champion Roy Jones will strut his stuff once again in a mandatory title defense against Glenn Kelly of Australia. It's been a tumultuous week for Jones, who has unveiled a new rap song. And meanwhile, if you missed the premiere, catch a replay of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel with the Super Bowl tomorrow. What better time to look at sports books and gambling? We'll go behind the scenes to reveal the factors considered in setting the line for major sports events. And incidentally, the Rams remain 14-point favorites in New Orleans. Real Sports, where nothing is out of bounds. So from Miami, let's go back to the Pennsylvania Dutch country. 2 undisputed champions performing on the same evening in separate venues back to Reading.
Daniels brought in Tommy Brooks to train him for this fight. Tommy Brooks, formerly with Mike Tyson, Pernell Whitaker, Vander Holyfield, one of the top guys out there.
CompuBox power shots through 2 rounds. Hopkins starting to heat up. 22 of 54, 41%. Daniels 11 of 25 at a 44% clip.
Good, good. Now it's what I want.
Daniel is starting to be the aggressor, cautiously being aggressive. But he's still making Hopkins miss. The only thing is he's got to hit him with something once he makes him miss.
Not seeing enough from a counter perspective.
No, it would be a bright on day for him if he can make certain that he makes Hopkins pay for every miss.
Hard shot to the body. And the 2 now trying to exchange blows at close range.
Daniel was able to sneak in a couple that time.
Hopkins sneaking some in as well.
Left and right jab by Daniel, right in between the defense of Hopkins. Hopkins is doing a good job of going to the body to make certain that this guy gets weaker every round. That's the only good thing he's doing so far in my book.
Hopkins delivers a left hook to the body, and Daniels comes right back, poking through Hopkins' defense. They are in close.
Hopkins really doing a good job on the body since he's having trouble reaching the head so far. What a good pro will do.
Straight through the defense of Carl Daniels comes Bernard Hopkins.
Daniel cannot allow himself to stand in the middle of the ring and not defend himself. He's got to be moving or punching at all times.
Daniels and Hopkins. Explosive here to end the third round. Daniels showing some heart. The crowd comes alive.
Starting a little too far away. You're just a little too far away. Close in a little bit. You're a little closer. Stand on low. All right, babe? A little too far away. You're a little closer. And you don't load on it. Each side, make him walk. You got to make him walk. Don't let him try to rest on top of you, all right?
That was beautiful where you ended up in that round. Okay? We need more of that. We need more of that. How you feel? Good, good. Beautiful work. Hey, look.
Despite the perceived pressure to perform sensationally, Hopkins showing poise and patience, just fighting the man in front of him, going to the body.
And sometimes just a little under the body.
All right, let's bring in unofficial ringside scorer Arthur McCanty Sr. to see how he has it scored through 3.
I have it scored 30 to 27 after the third, and Hopkins is a better in the exchange on the inside as I see it, and a very, very, very powerful puncher with that right cross.
And there you saw evidence of that right cross, busting right through the defense of Carl Daniels. And now Frank Cappuccino warning both fighters, keep it clean.
Larry Mercanti scored it at 2 rounds to 1 for Hopkins. I gave the first to the challenger.
I think the challenger did squeeze out a round too, but he did so much better that last round because he was able to make Hopkins miss, as I've been saying all night, and then counter and hit him with something.
You heard Bowie Fisher, Hopkins' trainer, in between rounds. Ooh, Hopkins ripped the left hook to the head of Carl Daniels.
And when Hopkins jumped on him, he jumped right into a good straight right hand as well.
Bowie Fisher telling Hopkins, you're too far away, get in close. And Bernard listening to his longtime trainer for 13 years.
Hopkins is going for power now. He's throwing 1 or 2 shots at a time. He's taking his time to aim good.
No, stop. Step back.
Daniel once again is standing there. He's not moving his feet nor his head. Can't do that with Hopkins. You got to move something at all times. Or throw punches. Daniel's not doing either.
George, do you believe those body shots from Hopkins are starting to have an effect on Daniel's movement?
No doubt about it. He's been able to put those body punches in there. But look, you've been in training for 6 weeks. It's nothing wrong with getting some body shots. Keep moving.
Bernard Hopkins using the left hook this evening pretty much at will.
He is the champion. You got to beat him beyond reasonable doubt. So you got to pick it up, son. Hey, your boxing's good, but you're not throwing enough punches. No, I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. Hey, order. It's coming. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay? You have to work harder. Body is ripping, baby.
that belly hiding under them trunks. Bring it out.
Hit my legs, hit my legs. Hit my legs, not my head.
All right, baby, I'm sorry.
I'm on the computer, baby. Ice on my back.
Hopkins getting the measure now with that quick half cross, half jab, half hook that he tends to throw.
All the way back.
Instructions from Daniel's corner. You're doing everything right. You're just not throwing enough punches. So he's not doing everything right.
Very hard to accommodate a guy when he's hitting you with that kind of power. Hopkins is laying in some body shots that make you afraid to throw shots.
George, speaking of power, according to CompuBox, Hopkins landed 64% of those power shots in the 4th round. 16 of 25.
Those shots were in that body. That's where it really counts. Takes your power away, makes your legs weak, and it gets you kind of scared to stand in front of him and hit him with anything.
Daniels not where he wants to be, in the corner, and he wisely ties up and gets out.
Let him go, Carl. Let him out, let him out. Okay.
Hopkins, 2 right hands slapping to the head and the body.
If you're Daniel, under no circumstances do you want to get into these exchanges. Don't exchange.
Daniels is trying to move, but it seems that he seems to stop right in front of Hopkins. He moves around and then stops, and that's when Hopkins takes advantage and tees off.
That's what happens when you get so many bites. You just can't get away when you want to. Daniel told him to come on, man. I don't think he meant that.
Continuing to bruise the body and fire off power shot after power shot. And this is Hopkins' fight right now, in close. Danielson comes through with a straight 1-2. Beautiful straight left hand from Carl Daniels. Here in the 5th round.
There's a smirk on the face of Bernard Hopkins. He thinks he has Daniels hurt in the body and set up for a spectacular finish somewhere along the way.
Well, one undisputed champion is performing very strongly on this very special night of World Championship Boxing. Let's send it down now to Jim Lampley in Miami to check in on light heavyweight champ Roy Jones.
A beautiful warm night in the Magic City of Miami, and while the city celebrates its Saturday night, Roy Jones sits in his dressing room and watches the combat in Reading, Pennsylvania, and shows you his opinion of the Daniels-Hopkins fight as he waits his turn on HBO to take on Len Kelly, the Australian challenger for Jones's light heavyweight crown. Ever comfortable in the spotlight, Roy Jones, as he watches in Miami, and we take you back for more of the middleweight action in Reading.
Keep the pressure in there, baby.
2 undisputed champions on the same night on HBO.
Bernard Hopkins relying, for the most part, solely on power punches. 28 of 43 in round 5, 65%. And Daniels' output slowing down, 6 of 18.
A whole lot lot less clinching in this fight than I thought there might be, George.
Yeah, Daniel understandably is trying to get out of the way. He doesn't really want to stand and hug with this guy. Problem is, you get out of the way and don't throw shots. It's going to give Hopkins more courage to come after you with harder shots. Maybe clinching may be a better strategy for him. Now Hopkins is showing no fear. He stands there to turn the hook properly like you're teaching a class of boxing.
What about this point, George? Bernard Hopkins has fought, for the most part, his entire career as a middleweight. Carl Daniels started out as a junior welterweight. This is only his 11th fight as a middleweight. Does that have an effect on his power?
I don't think any of that has any effects. We saw with Felix Trinidad move up and up power as he went up. Ooh! Hopkins got him following him around now without moving his head, fall into trap. So Daniel is better do something quick. You don't want to follow a punch around and not move your head or your feet. This is where Hopkins is at his best, when you follow him a little bit, not do anything.
Big shots here in the middle of the ring in the 6th round. Give Carl Daniels this. He did not just come here to survive.
No, he's taking some hard shots, and he's trying his best to get in with one or two more. As you can see now, he's trying to hide his body. Those hard body shots are starting to pay dividends.
Hopkins continues to work the right midsection of Carl Daniels with his left hook. Daniels fights through, though, with a quick 1-2.
You're finishing up the round 9, baby. Get close. Get close.
Yes, sir. Go with the body. Go in the body. Go in that body. Come on, baby. Feet. Feet deep on me. That'll be.
When you're on the inside, when you just trying to tie you up, let that stuff go, baby. Hey, look. This is 7th round.
Keep him up, Bernard. Be in trouble if you don't.
Stop his leg for me. Stop his leg for me. Stop him, my son. Stop him.
You may see there is a big welt along the left eye of Hopkins. Doesn't look dangerous at this point.
All right, 6 of the scheduled 12 rounds are in the books. Let's bring in Arthur McCanty Sr. to see how he has the fight score.
I have the score, Hopkins by a score of 60 to 54 in favor of Hopkins. Daniels is mainly on the defense, and he's getting trapped in the corners too much, and that's a very, very dangerous place for fighters to be.
I think it's a wonderful thing that Daniel has got Hopkins thinking about maybe the side of his face now. We can just tap it a few times. He can change things just a little bit, not a whole lot. Better get there quick.
Because Hopkins is still on the aggressive attack.
Thing about fighting the southpaw, you got to make sure you keep your head out of the way. These headbutts can really mess up things a lot more than even a punch. Ooh! There's a lot of sound to it, but not a lot of power because he made it a looping shot. Hopkins did.
Daniels was able to get his defense up. Bernard Hopkins simply quicker to the punch all night long.
Now Daniel is starting to look at the side of Hopkins' head, trying to land a shot on that little sore spot. He's got to lead with his left and just throw the old right hook.
All right, stop. Break. Step back, Bernard.
But George, should he be so concerned with that?
Oh, you got to have
him out of his game plan.
He's got to have something now to concern himself with. He hasn't had anything else to give him any kind of courage, any kind of confidence. That's the only thing he has. And I think he should center in on it. Right, left.
The packed crowd here at the Sovereign Center certainly getting their money's worth as Bernard Hopkins and Carl Daniels trade big shots at close range.
Not actually playing yet.
Take a look. How you feel, baby? How you feel there, son?
Yeah, I get it. No question. Than anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it a fight now, brother. You behind, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. You behind. You got to knock this sucker out the win, brother. You're in his home. You got to knock him out. You can do it. Come on, let's go get him. Hey.
Let's go, Daniel. Let's go, Daniel.
Here's where we find out whether Daniels has already conceded the win, or is he going to really try to hurt Hopkins and perhaps give himself a chance.
Well, you heard Daniel's trainer, Tommy Brooks, say, I'm not going to lie to you, you're behind, especially being in his hometown. Now you have to make it a fight.
Told him he's going to have to take Hopkins out. That's probably the only opportunity that Hopkins would need if him start trying to get a little aggressive. He'll clean him out. He's in an awkward position now, a boxer. Not much of, whoa!
But he catches Hopkins there, 2 shots to the head.
Got Daniel he keeps his eyes right on Hopkins, as though he's looking for something.
Stop. Step back. Give me the bully, Bobby. Bring the bully out. Give me the bully.
Hopkins unleashing a straight right hand.
Daniel is trying to find himself in the pocket of Hopkins. Gets a little close. Look like he's just setting his defense, but he's not. He is trying to drive in some kind of uppercut with a left hand.
But at what point, George, does Carl Daniels need to become more active?
I think that he's conceded the activity part now. He's just looking for one shot. There it is, one. All night he's got his eye looking at that shot.
Nate Hopkins missed there, and he came back with a counter straight left.
Stop. Step back.
You got to be careful when you're fighting a guy like Daniel who fights with his eyes, watching everything.
My turn, fellas.
Undisputed middleweight champion Bernard Hopkins in complete control here as the 8th round comes to a close. We will see undisputed light heavyweight champion Roy Jones after this fight. And for more on that, let's send it down to Miami and Jim Lampley.
And here in Miami, while the crowd in the American Airlines Arena watches Hopkins Daniels on the big screen, Roy Jones has dispensed with watching the middleweight fight and has begun to warm up for his assignment here, a light heavyweight defense against Glenn Kelly. Meanwhile, a programming note on HBO, starting March 28th. Look for the return of On the Record with Bob Costas after last season's debut. Look for more of Bob with special guests from the worlds of sports and entertainment. Please note, On the Record's new start time and date of 10:30 p.m. Thursday night throughout the 12-week run of the season, only on HBO. We continue now with two undisputed champions fighting in separate locales on HBO Sports and perhaps headed toward each other. Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins back to Reading.
Blood now coming from the right nostril of Carl Daniels.
Daniel is trying to set a trap. 2 steps forward, back up, trying to get that left uppercut in.
Hard, crisp, right shot to the body by Bernard Hopkins.
Hopkins not letting him out. Makes him pay for every step back.
Total punches from CompuBox punch stats, Hopkins more than doubling Daniels' output in the landing department, 169 to 82, and Hopkins obviously throwing more, 386 to 215.
No.
Daniel sits, try to get in position for that uppercut. I'm telling you, trying all night.
Forward hand from Bernard Hopkins. And now Hopkins goes to work in the corner. Carl Daniels in deep trouble.
Been a long, methodical exhibition by the champion, knowing he has a slick operator in front of him, just gradually taking everything out of him.
Daniels telling Hopkins to come on, and both fighters now exchanging artillery.
Daniels now talking to Hopkins.
I think that's about all he can do. Hopkins is throwing so much leather, he can't do anything.
5 left hooks from Bernard Hopkins. Has been quicker to the punch all night long. He's come through with more aggression, and he is easily in control through 9.
Not open. It's not open. It's just trying to swell, Bernard. Just trying to swell. Keep it down, man.
Almost got it, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. Almost got it. Oh, yeah, baby. You ready to go?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Ready to go.
Double tough situation. You know what I'm saying? He knows that you're behind. That's why he's doing what he's doing. In order for you to get back in this fight, you're going to have to shake him up.
This is how Bernard Hopkins got here. Beating a lot of opponents you never heard of, some you have heard of. Always ready to fight. Always ready to fight, no matter what style, no matter what inspiration is in front of him.
All right, let's bring in Arthur McKenzie Sr. to see how he has the fight scored through 9.
I have it as a complete shutout. I find that Daniels is fighting a very defensive fight, and he's being allowed to be caught in the corners, which is a highly, highly dangerous position to be in. So I have the score at present 90 to 80.
Now Hopkins starting to use his left jab a little bit. Hopkins keeps his hands up. Though he's in control, he's still not getting too awkward, dropping his hands too much. Back to the basics.
Bernard Hopkins has been a hard, serious, successful fighter his entire career, but just now starting to get under the limelight. His first $1 million payday was against Keith Holmes. Hopkins says it doesn't matter. He's been saving his money all along. He told us yesterday he's just started tipping at restaurants.
I'd like to see him, Oscar De La Hoya. That's what I'd like to see.
Waiters and waitresses used to run when Bernard came into the restaurant.
The good thing about this, Hopkins has deserted all of his bad tactics. He's really fighting a clean boxing match.
It really is. We thought there was potential for some dirty antics just from the standpoint of the difficulties in the style. Slick southpaw.
He's been true to form now. He's fighting like a real champion. Throwing left hand, jab, going underneath with hooks, straight right hand. Lead right hand, then hook. Everything you want. Picture book fighter tonight.
Displaying both quickness and power.
Stands on his pocket.
Yeah, what impresses me is that here he is at the age of 37.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was
just
coming.
turned 37.
I knew it was coming.
And still has the motivation to get into supreme condition every time out.
All right, stop.
Undisputed light heavyweight Roy Jones is no longer watching, but he might want to take a peek. Bernard Hopkins is serious. Let's send it down to Jim Lampley in Miami on this special night of HBO boxing.
And we bring you back to the American Airlines Arena to remind you once again that in moments now you'll be seeing that man, Sydney, Australia sanitation worker Glenn Kelly, the latest in the long line of relatively anonymous challengers for Roy Jones Jr.'s undisputed light heavyweight crown. As always, the spotlight is on Jones. The expectation is for an easy Roy Jones victory. We'll see if that's what happens when we come back down here for the second half of our two undisputed champions doubleheader. Back to Reading.
The fight, Frank Cappuccino is waving the fight off. The fight is over. Carl
Daniels' corner elected not to go on. Those body shots were breaking him in half.
And there was no way. This guy Daniel has no power to pull it out in the latter round. It was a merciful decision.
You know, he told us, George, that his mother told him he is a great-great-grandson of Joe Louis.
Isn't that something?
Judging by how he fights, I would have to question that genealogy.
He got put on a good shot. He just didn't have the punching power to keep up Bernard Hopkins off of him.
You're right.
He fought every minute.
Let's take a listen in to see exactly what happened.
Right there, baby. You have to close him up a little faster, man. Come a little fast. Just quick.
There you saw it. Carl Daniels shook his head. Tommy Brooks asked him how he felt, and he simply shook his head, no.
Tommy Brooks, merciful guy, because he's seen this guy really taking a big, bad beating from Bernard Hopkins, and it wasn't going to get any better. I don't know if I would quit, but job of the corner to say I don't want any more, but it was a merciful thing to do. He wasn't going to get any better. Probably he was going to get the worst of it. The fight was going.
All right, George, and now for the official decision, let's send it into the ring. Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, upon advice of the corner, this bout has been stopped by a referee in charge, Frank Cappuccino, at the end of round number 10. The winner by way of technical knockout, and still the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.